Hello, Facebook world. This is Katie Max with Get Your Glow On. I am here on Transformative Thursday, and I was thinking about what do I want to share with you today? And what I want to talk with you about is making yourself a priority. Hey, Erlene. Mwah, nice to see you. We have a tendency, hey, Maggie. Hey, Cindy. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, so making yourself a priority is critical so that you can create the life that you want. And our conditioning tells us to take care of everyone else before we take care of ourselves. And howdy, Maggie. I really am encouraging you to step into a different realm today and focus on how do I make myself a priority and what do I want to do for myself, right? And so one of the things that has helped me so much over the last many months is, I have really changed the way I'm taking care of my body, right? And for years and years, I have struggled with this. My whole life, I have gone up and down in weight, between 30 to 60 pounds, and it has been such a struggle, and I have so focused on the struggle and the pain of it that I didn't know how to get to the other side. And finally, last November, when I was totally lacking energy, filled with an unbelievable amount of really self-hatred around how I felt about my body, and shame and frustration. And yet here I am in this work, teaching people how to be the best version of themselves. And in this one area, I was so stuck. And it's also part of my lineage, right? It's part of what my family has struggled with for generations. And I finally decided life is too short to continue focusing my energy on demeaning myself. I don't do it in other areas as much, right? I used to do it in all areas, so there's been great progress. But when it came to my body and how I felt about my body and how I felt that I was presenting it to the world, I just was filled with so much shame and pain. And so I ended up, thank goodness, getting inspired by a very dear friend of mine to become part of a community. And I've talked about this before, but part of a community so that we can get healthy and really strong together. And I want to encourage you to do whatever you can to take care of your body, because we've got one body. That's it. And it becomes much clearer as we get older. I'm 57, and so, there's just changes that are occurring, and I'm really clear that if I don't take care of myself, I am not going to be able to be the best version of me, right? If I don't really pay attention to my own prioritizing myself and my own self-care, no one else is going to do it. Right? And so I'm part of a community that supports one another profoundly in our well-being. And I want to be really clear, the shift that's happened for me, it's no longer about the weight. And I am so relieved, because my whole life I'd be like, I've got to get to this weight to have the life I want. I've got to get to this weight so I can buy clothes, so that I feel good about myself. And everything was put off. Everything. Oh, when I get to this weight, then I'm going to feel okay about myself, and I'm going to go take this trip, where I'm going to be in a bathing suit. And everything was in the future. And I just want to say, it's no way to live. I've been there and done that, and it is a really painful journey. And so one of the things that I'm just going to give some tips today of what's really helped me. Okay, so one of the things is I was really clear I wanted more energy. So what do you want? I wanted to feel really energized and excited about my life. Well, as I started to take care of myself, that started to happen. And what was so huge was it didn't have to be at the end goal. I was actually enjoying my life along the way. Right? So I really want to encourage you to get enough sleep. I really want to encourage you to eat healthy foods. One of the things I've done is I've cut out all white food, sugar, the carbs that are white, all of it. And the amount of energy I have is incredible. And it's sustainable. So I'm not going up and down and up and down with sugar. I stopped drinking coffee back in November. And I just am feeling awesome. But it's a commitment that I've made, and I didn't keep it a secret, like, oh, I'm going to do this and I don't want anyone to know, so that, I don't have to have my feet held to the fire. No, I'm part of a community, and we support one another, and we support one another when we're going up and down. There is no just straight path, right? It's really being raw, real, and beautiful with where we are. And it's removing the brutal judgment and just being in acceptance. Today's a challenging day, right? So I exercise daily, right? I'm meditating daily. I am taking time to read daily, right? I'm taking downtime daily. And I'm making sure that I'm planning ahead of time to take care of myself around the foods that I choose to eat. And it doesn't feel like a have to, it feels like a self-honoring. And our bodies are it, people. This is it for our lives. And so it's really important that we take care of our bodies so that we can be the best version of ourselves, so that we have the energy and we have the compassion and we have the joy. So if you want more information about what I'm doing, I am happy to share that with you. Please feel free to contact me. And the other piece that I just want to share with you, I was so inspired. I went to Wisdom 2.0, beautiful conference last weekend. And, Lawrence Larry, hey, mwah, mwah, mwah. And it was so inspiring. And Marie Kondo was there. And she has written the book on the magic, I don't remember the full title, but the magical life of tidying up. And I so love what her message is. Her message is about really honing in on your joy. Honing in on your joy so that it becomes a practice in your life, right? That's really her end goal, the end goal of really bringing joy into your life. And so I want to encourage you to, really look at what you surround yourself with. If there's clutter, if there's piles, if there's things you've just avoided going through that are a distraction. See, all these things that go on are such a distraction from you really living the life you want to live. And I can say that because I know I have been distracted with my self-deprecating communication in my dangerous neighborhood in my head around how I felt about my body. Total distraction from me being able to be present with you. Right? And if I have clutter and piles around, I am feeling weighed down. So I really want to encourage you to look at what you're surrounding yourself with. And then if you're ready to actually clean things out, and we're getting close to spring cleaning, but if you're ready to start giving yourself some room, because I really believe that clutter is like, it's confining rather than expansive if you can let it go and create more space in your life. Right? So there are a number of different areas. You can go through your paperwork. You can go through work materials. You can go through books. You can go through clothes. And you can go through sentimental items that you have. And the question that you get to ask yourself with each item that you're looking at is, does this spark my joy? Does this bring me glow? And if the answer is no, it's okay to just say, I'm releasing it, right? I am releasing this. I am creating more room for myself to bring joy and connection and love and compassion into my world and to remove these distractions that weigh us down. It's such a metaphor, right? So I really encourage you to go through everything. And the hardest stuff is the sentimental items. Start with easier things. Start with clothes. Go through your closet. Her suggestion is you take everything out of the closet, you put a pile on the floor, and you pick up each piece and say, does this spark my joy? And if it doesn't, you can donate it to people that could use those clothes. You've heard me say this, I so believe we are one. So as we are willing to release things, we can release them and give them as a gift to others. So you can start with clothes, you can go through paperwork. You know, the paperwork, I'm just going to tell you, has been up until now challenging for me. So I have an organizer that I work with who is so awesome. And it is so helpful to go through the paperwork so that I don't feel like I can't do it, right? So you just got to find ways that really work for you. And they don't have to work for anybody else, but they just need to work for you so that you can get to where you want to go. But the most important thing that I want to stress today is making yourself a priority so that you create space in your life to live the life of your dreams. And it's not out there in the future. You know, I look back on the years that I spent like, oh, when I get to this place, then I'll get to that place. I mean, I was negotiating with myself. When I get to a certain spot, then I can do this. But until then, there was punishment. Can't do it. No. And that is just not a very effective way to move through the world. What it does serve, because everything serves something, what it does serve is a contrast to where you want to be. And that's really the gift. You know, to say, oh, this doesn't work for me. Thank you. I'm so glad I clearly see it. Now I get to re-choose. Okay? And that starts to happen when you make yourself a priority. So I am just looking at what everyone's saying, and I love you all so much, and it is my commitment to serve you and do everything I can to light up your world, to support you in connecting with your own glow so that you can shine your light into the world. And I know I say this almost every time, but we need you. We need your light. You know, we are in a huge time of chaos. And the beautiful thing about that is that we really have the ability now to do something about it in the world, right? We have the ability to change things that just aren't working, paradigms that just clearly aren't working anymore. But we must start with ourselves. You know, when we are so external, we lose sight of ourselves. But when we're actually walking our talk, when we're actually making ourselves a priority, when we're actually filled with joy because we're taking care of ourselves, it changes everything. So you must put yourself first. So if you're making plans to take care of yourself, put it on the calendar first. If you're ready to clear space and give yourself that time to really find out what sparks your joy, go for it. And please take care of your body. It's the only one we have. And do it with love and compassion and kindness, because you are perfect just as you are right now. We all are, because we're learning whatever it is we're supposed to be learning. But if you make yourself a priority and you do it in community and you get the support you need, it will change everything for the better. Much love. Many blessings. Oh, I want to just tell you one thing. This is how I roll. I always try to wrap up and then things come to my mind. If any of you are interested, I am having a gathering at the Glow Center in Berkeley on Saturday. That is March 3rd from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And it's a free event, so you can come and learn about what Glow can offer you in your life. Right? Really understand the beginning steps and what it takes to really own your glow. So again, that's going to be on Saturday, March 3rd, 10 to 12 noon. It's free. Contact me, private message me, put it on this feed, whatever. Just know you are welcome, and I would love to share this gift with you because I want you to live the life that you've imagined. Thank you, and I will be with you on Mastery Monday. Have a beautiful weekend, and be good to yourself. Much love.